All right, welcome back. So, Yul Edochie sparks a heated debate in our comment section. And if you don't know who Yul Edochie is the guy, the actor who has been giving us tons of contents. Okay, for the past God knows how long now, maybe 3 years. But as long as there's lessons, somebody said, "Don't you guys get tired of covering Yul Edochie?" I said, "No, you could do all right." Actually, we don't cover him that much. There are channels that are dedicated to Yul Edochie story, especially now that everybody is celebrating May, the ex-wife to be of Yul Edochie. Yul Edochie is a Nollywood actor who, once upon a time, thought he could pull off polygamy, and instantly I called him out here. I said, "This guy is not a polygamist. This guy is trying to flip a side chick into a housewife." He came out and announced that he was welcoming, no, well, he was announcing his second son, no, sorry, a 2-year-old son at the time from his second wife, you know. And then a few weeks after that, the first wife said, "I know they do polygamy. Her name is Yul Edochie." So anyway, we've been talking about that on this channel for a few minutes, and there's been some interesting conversations from mostly supporters of Yul Edochie. I could see a lot of the people that are coming here because of Yul Edochie are not looking to, they're not looking for relationship lessons. Okay, that's just the honest truth, and I'm okay with that. I just want to highlight that they're not people who are students of relationships. So if they end up repeating some of the troubles that people run through that get into with relationships out there, I won't be exactly surprised. They don't have to though. Okay, maybe they're just not a student of the game, which is fine. I think that's terrible. In 2024, you must be a student of the relationship game. But shout out to everybody who, a lot of people also appreciate the insights and all that kind of stuff. So shout out to you if you are here because of that reason. A lot of people like the initial analysis, but when I start to point out some things that rubs them off the wrong way, and then they flip. But truth is a hard pill to swallow, so I understand that as well. But why am I talking about him now again? There's a small debate in the comment section. I thought we should address it. It's around polygamy in terms of tradition versus progress. Should we do tradition, or should we be progressive? And I'm going to say a quick shout out to some of the two people that have engaged the conversation in the comments. Shout out to Emperor Ilfe, I think. Yeah, that's the name. Emperor, something like that. At Emperor Ilfe. The person said, okay, this was on the video Queen May Yul Edochie stand against patriarchy, women's empowerment, something like that. The person said, "I'm from a polygamous family and I don't see anything wrong in it. My mom is the first wife and I don't mind." Let me see here if I can open. I want to read this person's name properly. Okay, Ekereke Joseph, na guy, no wonder. Now my guy Ekereke Joseph. All right, Ekereke Joseph. All right. So he said, I was like kind of a woman. I didn't see a woman saying embracing polygamy. No, not in this time and age. Only a man can do that. It's okay. It's okay. But anyway, let me finish reading. He said, "I'm from a polygamous family and I don't see anything wrong in it. My mom is the first wife and I don't mind practicing polygamy too." Okay. Now, from the picture I just saw, Ikereke seemed like he looks like a young man who hasn't really experienced. If he's experienced a woman, barely a girlfriend, but it's okay. Practicing polygamy too. It's not about the year or era. It's not about the era that we're in. See how I just said 2024? You say, forget all that. Okay. That it's not about the year or the era and time. Not everybody will be influenced by the Western culture. Okay. He didn't put a question mark, but I'm guessing he's saying okay to me. Okay. So let me do a quick shout out. So now there's another person. This person's name is Enietta Wood. Let me see the real name. The real name is Enietta Wood, exactly. Shout out to Enietta Wood. She's a woman. Sounds like a woman name. My father would have been over 100 if alive, and he never believed in polygamy. He was well educated I'm very open-minded. Okay, so somehow Anieta is associating open-minded and education with a person that doesn't believe in polygamy. I don't think they correlate. I don't think there's a let me say that carefully. They tend to correlate, but not necessarily all the time. Let me say it that way, But from the statement, it's obvious that she's not for polygamy. So I completely understand it. Shout out to Uncle Beno. All right. So then I asked her, I said, "What? So do you think polygamy is wrong?" So because again, I don't want to assume. Okay, and that's some of the stuff I teach. Don't make assumptions. No matter how obvious it sounds that you know what that person is talking about, try not to make assumptions. So I said, "So do you think polygamy is wrong?" And she goes, 100% yes. And then she goes, "I don't mean to be rude." No, you're not being rude. I don't see the rudeness yet. At least not yet. She said, "But the country that has almost half of the population living in poverty, I am surprised that polygamy is being glamorizing, in my opinion." Okay, she's making it clear. Excuse me. Pete Edochie was against polygamy until his son became the offender. Okay. And then she goes, "And also, when people refer you to the Bible, I say not everything the Bible described should be subscribed to." Okay. So, but she hasn't told me why. So I now asked her a follow-up question. I said, "Why do you think it's wrong?" I said, "Why do you think it's wrong?" Because she didn't really tell me. She's telling me her opinion. She did say, in my opinion, she think it's wrong, but she didn't really tell me why it's wrong. Now, I definitely don't think it's a matter of right and wrong. So it's definitely not wrong for someone to practice polygamy. Now, polygamy, can polygamy create wrong? Yes. Just as much as monogamy can create problems and wrong, right? I know, right? Shocker. He shocked you. Exactly. Just as much as monogamy or any type of relationship for that matter can create friction, right? Can create problems, violence, right? Same thing, except that now you have multi-dimensional opportunity to create problems, right? Because again, monogamy, polygamy, the only difference is that one person is having relationships with multiple people, right? In multiple directions these days, because you have the different types of polygamy going on. You have the polyandry, you have the polyamory, you have all these different all this different poly thing going on, right? So, but the issue here is that human interaction in general will create friction, right? That requires management. It requires that people manage, like the idea that you are doing a life sentence, as 50 Cent would call it, with a person. Initially, especially when you're just getting started and you don't know what you're doing, right? Like the rest of us, it will create friction. So how much more when you have such relationship in multiple dimensions, right? You would think common sense. This is why I said common sense is a terrible guide to life, because everybody has common sense, right? But you would think common sense would tell us that it is not about polygamy. It is about there's multiple dimensions of human interaction. So you need to manage your expectations around that. This idea that polygamy is just innately just bad is how you go wrong with monogamy too, because you will now have unrealistic expectations around a monogamous relationship, because you think it should be free of all problems. And that's not the issue. Here is envy, jealousy, that gets blown out of, that not out of proportion, but that gets blown up exponentially. The more people you had into that equation in a romantic way, it will cause problems. It will cause, so it makes sense that polygamy will come with envy, war. It's a war zone actively for people. But I wanted her to specify that. That's the reason why an average person, even in this time and age, they don't go for polygamy. Never mind the ones running their mouth say, "I don't mind going for it." It's obvious you're not married. But if you have been married to one woman before and you've been dragged through the wutu, or you've been married to a one man at least, before, even you ladies, right? You know that the last thing you want to do is drag more people into that equation without knowing what you're doing, right? Now, with certain religion, with certain context, because of the rules guiding them, they might be able to pull it off because everybody is subscribed to that same standard, right? But only to a certain extent. Okay, that only goes to a certain extent. But again, Yul Edochie was fantasizing about polygamy. Only did he know that if you are involving another human being, at least you need their consent. Shout out to Priscilla. Priscilla says 3 is crowd. Absolutely. So let me know your thoughts around that. I just wanted to bring that up. Polygamy, we need to come up with better ways of arguing against it. It's not just it's bad. First of all, it's not bad. That's not the issue. It's not wrong. Okay, you need to have a solid reason, because that reason why you're kicking against it will translate to your other forms of relationship, and it will be useful in other ways. But if you just say it's just wrong, you learned nothing. You're just speaking from a place of emotions. All right, do me a favor, hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications so you're notified. Let me know what your thoughts are you for, with that being said, never mind all my English, are you for polygamy or you're not for polygamy? Let me know in the chat. Join the conversation. I will be right back.
Hey Prestige fam, show some love to the video. Hit like, subscribe, and share. Are you in Europe, America, and struggling in your relationship? From argument to abuse and trust issues, we are here to help.
Lola and I founded Prestige Marriage Academy to transform your story. With 20 years of friendship, 17 years of marriage, experience with navigating the ups and downs of marriage, and personalized coaching, includes 24/7 support. Ignorance is expensive. WhatsApp us at +1 732 305 8577 to book a free discovery session today and take charge now.
Don't wing it.
Join us in creating the love life you deserve.